that?
Sounds like the prize has been delivered.
What am I gonna do? They're all gonna kill me if I go out there. What was I thinking, scamming those people?
Jake, thank goodness I found you.
Howard, you have to help. What do I do?
Well, this is your fault. You are the one who lied to all those people.
But Howard, I realized something. The other day, I realized that I don't want to be the winner. I met this girl, see, her name's Adele, and she was the one that I wanted to win.
Is that so?
It's all true, Howard. I realized that it's not all about success. It's about helping other people succeed.
Do you really believe that?
Really and truly, I do.
Jacob, I'm an old man. I've seen many things in my life, but alas, I've only met one other man who knows what you've just said.
Only one other person?
Jacob, I'm so sorry.
Mom, what's wrong?
I don't know how to say this, but I really wanted you to win that violin, so I called everyone at the office and sold them pies.
Mom, how could you?
I was so set on seeing you succeed, I guess I forgot about what you really wanted.
Well,
I'm sorry.
just don't do it again. I forgive you.
Oh my goodness, you do. I was so worried that you would be mad.
Now, I think it's time that we head back into the council room. You need to apologize to everyone, and I will personally refund their pies.
Thank you, Howard. I think I'm ready.
Come on, let's go.
You know, these pies aren't actually that bad. I kind of like them.
I know, those things are really tasty.
So, you made these pies yourself?
Oh, yes, all my work. I grew the limes and made the dough.
Wow, you sound really cool.
Yeah, Tony, you're so much fun.
Say, maybe you want to go and get dinner sometime? Maybe go to the movies?
Yes.
Would you like to go now?
I've been obsessing over you since the 6th grade. Just give me this.
Hey, you know what? I've got a company picnic coming up, and I think we're gonna need some pies for it. I'd happily buy your pies if you don't want them.
You know what? That sounds perfect. I bought like 15 of them, and as good as they are, I can never eat them all. I'll keep 2.
Sounds like a deal.
Listen, kid, we're really sorry we caused such a fuss. You might have lied, but we're happy we got these pies.
Yeah, these things are delicious.
We're gonna keep all of these, and thanks for selling them to us.
Wow, I'm surprised you're all so happy. I thought you were gonna beat me up.
I never really wanted to. I mean, Tony loves pies. Just don't tell him that I didn't make them, would you?
Procedure safe with me.
Attention, everyone. Now, I know this has been a wild meeting, but as we say in the theater, the show must go on. Wow, anyways, despite us scamming people, Jacob is still our prize winner. Jacob, please step up here. Congratulations. Now, if I remember correctly, you chose the violin prize. So here it is.
Thank you, really, but I believe I'd rather choose ballet shoes.
Well, okay, guys.
Jacob!
Sorry, Mom.
No, I just wanted to get my camera out.
Well, looks like our story has come to an end. And what a tremendous end it was. Jacob finally found the real meaning of life, but what about everyone else? Well, I'll tell you. Pepper and Darlene started their own business. After their old job went completely bankrupt, those hours were just way too crazy.
I found this perfect office space, dear. Or this will be up and running in no time.
I just can't wait to be working again.
Knowing you, you'll just sit on your feet the entire time. Nothing.
Tony has proven to be quite the boyfriend. Those two go on dates all the time.
We just saw the football game last night.
I know.
Since their meeting at the bank, the investor, Mr. Ritchie, and the banker have taken more charitable approaches to their businesses. They donate regularly to the fine arts, and of course, Mr. Ritchie and Pepper have still been dating.
Well, Stanley needs to work on his character a little bit before it really gets serious.
And as for the cat lady, she was arrested for possession of illegal substances.
Come on!
Now, as far as Jacob and Adele, they have been happily dating. Adele has been practicing ballet actively at her local studio. Things are looking up for her.
Well, this is my house. Gotta go.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'll miss you.
Bye. Howard, so good to see you.
Jake, you must be feeling wonderful.
Oh, things have never been better.
Is that so?
Well, I still never got my violin, but my mom has a job, Adele has her ballet shoes. What else could I need?
You know, that violin is just sitting there collecting dust. You can have it if you like.
Really?
Of course. For you, anything.
I've gotta go tell my mom.
Go on then. I won't keep you waiting.
Thanks again.
Well, you won't hear any more from me. But I'd like to ask you again to imagine a world where nothing changes. And what kind of world that would be.
Yeah.
Can be funny after all.
We're going to ask the performers to come back out, and we'll field a few Q&As. Some questions for David. If you have anything for the performers as well, feel free. So just give us 1 second.
Fantastic, wasn't it? It was that
Where's Mom? That's what I thought.
Just fantastic.
Okay, all right.
David,
All right, so the way we'll do this afternoon is if you have a question, and it could be for anyone, obviously, just raise your hand and I'll come over with the mic if you need it. If you can project, then great, we'll pick it up. And then David will either answer it or bring the mic to whoever you have a question for. Okay, let's go. Yes?
I just wanted to know, what was the first piece that kicked it all off? What was the first one that you composed?
Well, for a very long time, all I had was the first two pieces, the overture and Success written, and I had just written the script. And then when Amy offered me the opportunity to start doing the music, I finally started picking up the work again. But originally there was a different overture, which sounded completely different. And I rewrote the overture, started writing Success, got all the other music down, and it just kind of happened over time. It really helped us having a deadline, but it was ultimately Success that really started everything off. I had thought those songs up while I was on my walk selling coupon books. Are you up there? This was last fall that I started. I finished probably a few months later, but that was an old script that I had written. I rewrote the script for the new show that we did to have less characters because we had a bit of a smaller cast, and also new songs and new music. So the original idea stemmed back to last year, but what you just heard was all written this year.
Yes, right here.
What was the script writing process like for you?
It was difficult. I started using Google Drive and Google Docs, but then I got a nice website called Celtics, which actually is really professional and entirely free. And it helps you format everything really nicely. It's very helpful for me. It limits you to 3 scripts, but that's perfectly fine because there's actually a workaround to do that, to not have 3 scripts, you know, like a crime, so. Didn't need to pay that premium membership.
I use it as well, so I agree.
David, can I have your autograph?
David, can you have like pies, you can say. Absolutely. All right, going once, going twice for one more. Yes, sir, right here.
Was there a musical that inspired you for the music at all, or
No, it was entirely original. It was all in my head. Except, I guess the only thing that could certainly be some inspiration was the work of Stephen Sondheim. Because what he does a lot with his music is he will overlap things quite a bit. In the song Is It Love Already, Jacob and Pepper both sang 2 different melodic lines at the same time, which is a concept which is common in Sondheim shows. So I guess he was a bit of an inspiration for me. But other than that, all the music was from up here.
One more hand for David. I see a question up there, but I want to applaud that right there. So I think we have time for maybe 2 more. So was there a hand? No. Yeah, shout it out.
how did the casting? Did you have more additional parts?
So how did we do the casting?
If I remember correctly, we had all the people in the acting class and we went through them all. We thought there were some roles that clicked right away. Like I knew right away I wanted Jalen to be Jacob. He was perfect for the role, but there were some roles that we really needed to think about. We ended up actually pulling Ryan Peter Murphy from a different class.
Ryan Peter Murphy.
Because the character of Tony is very bland, strong, silent type jock, but then suddenly at the mention of protein pies gets really excited. And so it was great to showcase Ryan's charming personality.
Yes, sir, right here.
So characterization-wise, like character-wise, how did you start like writing each individual character? Like, did you do any kind of character?
It started with the main character, with Jacob. He was a bit of a blank slate, and I added upon him from there. Pepper, I had an idea for a busy working mom right away. And then Gordon, in the previous show, remember the old one that I was talking about, was actually still alive for the whole show. He was the main character. We had to cut him. We didn't have enough actors and actresses. But he, I guess, I just wanted the situation where the father had tried to be successful and failed and was pressuring his son not to be successful because he said, if I can't be successful, nobody can. And from those 3 characters, I came up with Darlene, and it was Pepper's friend who had the office, who mutters stuff under her breath when she hates people. What? Nothing. Gordon, the old man, all of these different characters, they just kind of came as the story came along. With the business, there was a businessman character originally in the old plot. And then I created Mr. Ritchie out of the businessman, and I gave him a bunch of new character development. It was primarily rewriting the show and reworking scenes with the characters that got me to develop the characters more.
Yeah.
All right, so before we go, I actually want to thank all of you for being a part of this. So as some of you already know in the audience, for those who don't, doing an original piece and a stage reading of it, right? I mean, it gives a lot of insight to what works, what doesn't work, what works incredibly well. So you guys were a great audience, so I appreciate that. I know David's learned a lot from it, as pretty much everyone in this room did today. So thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you all so much for coming. Have a nice day.
Thank you. It's fantastic.